The battle for the top finisher resumes tonight as the Mardan Warriors take on the Gwadar Sharks. Mardan Warriors on a high after a good knock from Shazib Khan, and the heroics of Hazib Khan led them to a victory over the Hunters. The Sharks tasted defeat for the first time as they got bundled out at the hands of the Royals.
This time they get the wicket.
Who will claim top spot tonight? Will it be Abbas Ali or will it be Shamil Hussain?
Welcome back to Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. We're all set for the next encounter, the last one before the playoffs between the Mardan Warriors and the Gwadar Sharks. The Pakistan Junior League continues. Good news is we have our top four, but we're very close to finding out who plays who. That's what we're here for tonight. I've got Sanam Mir and Mike Hazeman with me. Mike, welcome to the Pakistan Junior League. It's lovely to have you on the panel.
Raha, thank you. Very nice to be here. Sana, nice to be with you too.
Nice to be with you here.
Sana, now let's talk about that last game before we dive into the playoffs and who's playing who. The Royals versus the Raiders. Now, a lot is going on with the Royals batting order. Basit Ali seems to be the lone warrior pretty much.
Yeah, I think they rested Chavez, Irfan, who of course gives a lot of support to Basit Ali. But because he was not playing, we saw that after Basit Ali departed, there was a big collapse in the middle order. And that has been the case for some few teams there. But for them, because it happened yesterday, so they even lost the game. But Basit Ali, he's a brilliant player. You'd love to watch him the way he plays. Excellent timer of the ball and doesn't like to hit it too hard. He times it really well and very strong on the back foot.
I think the way he's nice and organised, he's quite a compact little guy as well, and he's nice and organised. He likes to give the ball a bit of a thump. He's very strong, of course, square on the offside. And I think he's just one of those guys who's he's just played really well, and I think he's a good thinking batsman as well, except for that shot, of course. But I think he's a good thinking batsman most of the time, and he's someone who I think at times has just sort of tried to overhit it a little bit from time to time.
Right.
And there's a couple of things he needs to work on, I think, in his technique and his mindset perhaps. But he's a good player, and I enjoy watching him play.
Well, the Royals are for sure banking on him. Let's look at the points table and see what the standings are. So the Royals are at the top, but that's going to be changing shortly, and followed by Gwadar Sharks and Mardan Warriors, the two teams who are fighting for that top spot tonight.
Of course, and why finishing in the top two is so important, that because then you have a chance to go directly to the finals. That's what these teams are playing for. At the moment, Gwadar Sharks or Warriors, they want to win this match, win the next one, and go directly to the final.
There's one pattern I've seen so far which they need to get right. They can't have these collapses in the middle. All the teams have these collapses, and both these sides are going at about 3 for 30 in the middle after getting pretty good starts.
And Mike, the middle order remains a problem not just for the Royals, but for pretty much most teams in this tournament. How much of a problem is that going to be for them in the playoffs?
Well, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the conditions are really good. I mean, if you've got the opening batsman or the top order, maybe the top three that get some runs and get a pretty good platform, then it shouldn't be a problem. Then you just play your normal game, and of course you can step on it a bit if you get a little bit of time to get going on this surface, and away you go. It shouldn't be a problem at all.
Right, we'll talk more about that right now. Dominic Cork is all set to tell us about that pitch.
Match 15 sees second place up against third place. It's a beautiful evening here at the Gaddafi Stadium. It's about mid-20s and there's a lovely breeze once again. We are using the same pitch as we used yesterday with the double header. This is pitch number 1, pitch number Ek. We've used 5 surfaces throughout this Pakistan Junior League, and all the even numbers go this way. So we're on pitch 1, this is pitch 2, and then we go this way, pitch 3, teen, pitch 5 Panch, and then pitch 7 Sart. So you can see that we've used 5 pitches so far. So this is the 3rd time we're going to use this surface. This is the same surface that England played 2 T20s on and scored over 200 in one of the games. It is test pitch. These actual surfaces have only been relayed for 2 months, so they're playing beautifully. The average score is 137 in night games. 11 night games, 3 sides have won batting first, 8 sides have won batting second. It's a must-win game for a lot of reasons, because whoever wins the game has 2 opportunities to go through to the final. So it'll be interesting to see what they do at the toss, but I expect this to be an absolute brilliant wicket. It has been zabardast all the way through this tournament.
Well, Dom certainly has picked up on his share of Urdu with all those numbers and the zabardast. Thanks, Dom. The pitch looks good. Yeah, Mike, what do you think would be a good total for the side batting first?
Well, I mean, Dominic's talking about the average scores and that sort of stuff. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't be higher.
Yeah.
In a game and leading into the finals and the eliminator and all those sort of games, they should be stepping on it now and raising the bar. They need to sort of talk initially about the 150 mark and adjust from there.
Well, let's find out who's going to be batting first. Sikandar Bakht is ready with the 2 captains.
Welcome. It's match 15 of the Pakistan Junior League and getting closer and closer to the playoffs. It's an important game. This will decide who will finish in 1 and 2. So the match between Gwadar Sharks, Shamil Hussain, the captain, and Mardan Warriors. Of course, the captain is Abbas Ali and our match referee Mohammad Javed Malik. Let's have the toss, and Abbas has the coin.
Tails.
Tails is the call. And it is heads. So Mardan have won the toss. Abbas, सबसे पहले बताएं क्या करेंगे?
हम लोग बॉलिंग करेंगे.
बॉलिंग करेंगे. इंपॉर्टेंट मैच है क्योंकि जो भी 1-2 फिनिश करता है उसको 2 अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं फाइनल में आने के लिए, तो उस लिहाज से पूरी ताकत लगानी होगी आज.
जी बिल्कुल इम्पोर्टेंट मैच है हमारे लिए भी, गवादर शार्क के लिए भी. कोशिश करेंगे कि जीत ले.
ओवरऑल टूर्नामेंट का एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा रहा है. आप टॉप 3 में रहे हैं. जो हम बात करते रहते हैं यहाँ पे कितना स्कोर अच्छा होगा, कितना डिफेंड हो सकता है, ये जरा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन है. 140-45 तक ही टीमें रुकी हुई हैं.
जी बिल्कुल इसी तरह कोशिश करेंगे. हमारी बॉलिंग स्ट्रेंथ बहुत अच्छी है. कोशिश करेंगे 140-130 तक रिस्ट्रिक्ट करें.
क्या चेंजेस लेके आए हैं टीम में?
जी बिल्कुल 2 चेंजेस है टीम में. जुहैब खेलर है नबील की जगह, बुरहान खेलर है ओली की जगह.
चलिए, गुड लक. शामिल, आपसे बात करते हैं. ऑब्वियसली चेस करना ही यहाँ पे प्रेफरेबल है. आपका भी यही प्लान था?
Yeah, I would have preferred, but it's not a big deal. The wicket's pretty flat. I think जो अपना रोल बेहतर अदा करेगा वो he's gonna win the match.
तो कितना स्कोर देख रहे हैं? ये सवाल मेरा सबसे होता है और ऑब्वियसली सारे कैप्टन्स की ख्वाहिश होती है 165, 170 तक जाए, लेकिन रियलिस्टिक क्या है आप?
I think 150 is a very mediocre target. I think 170, when you go too high, you can be very aggressive. Over बंदा confident होके बंदा hit मारने शुरू हो जाता है. But I think 150 is a really good target.
Okay, what are the team changes?
There's no changes from the
Same
previous
team
match.
from
Yes,
last
sir.
game. Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mardan Warriors have won the toss in match 15. They're bowling first.
Well, the Sharks are going to be batting first. Would you take us through that lineup?
Yeah, the Sharks. I mean, they've got a pretty good side. I mean, they need some of these guys to really step up to the plate now. Shamil Hussain's got to get some more runs. I mean, they got 180 in their second game, but since then they've been in real problems. Their last match they only got 119 for 8. So they've got to Benkenstein threw his wicket away in the last game as well. So they've got to make sure they play better. And I think that as a group they should be doing that. And when you get to the sharper end of a tournament, when the games really, really count, it's the more experienced players that are really important. So there's the boys getting the photograph. The other thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see Sir Vivian Richards smile today.
And the Mardan Warriors, they have made a couple of changes. Ollie Cox, who was not performing as much as they would have liked, has been replaced by Burhan Riaz. Yes, and he's from Belgium. And then Mohammad Nabil, he has been replaced by Zohaib Khan. So overall, their top order looks sorted. With Shahzeb Khan and George Thomas, they have been really good. Hasib Khan has come in with the runs. So overall, a very good, good-looking unit, and now they're gelling in together as well.
Right, well, the Sharks are going to be batting first, and they will be banking on their captain Shamil Hussain, who's struggling a bit so far. Let's find out what Sanamir thinks he should not be doing tonight.
2 fundamentals of batting are a stable base and level eyes. We have been talking about Shamil Hussain and why he's getting out in the manner he is getting out. The number one thing is when the ball is being released, he's not stable. He's still moving while the bowler is delivering the ball. And the other thing what he's not doing right is that his head is falling. And when your head is falling, it's very difficult for you to know where the length of the bowler is, where the line of the bowler is. So as a batter, it's very important to have a stable base, and the trigger movement needs to stop before the ball is being released. So of course, the head movement, it's not easy to work while you're in a tournament, while you're in a competition. But what he can do definitely in between the tournament is that when the bowler is about to deliver the ball, he's very stable and his eyes are leveled, whether his head is there or there, but at least the base needs to be stable and he should be still before the ball is being released.
I think that's really nice stuff. I mean, you've picked up something that he can work on, and it's not going to take him long, I don't think, to work that out. I mean, trigger movements, I think, are a really important part of a batsman's game. If you like doing it, it's great. Virtually no one these days stands still. His trigger movement is quite excessive. At the moment, what he can do is actually stand further outside that leg stump, and I don't want to get too carried away with number 4 batsman at Pakistan Test side, but I think he's a wonderful player, but not getting into those sort of movements. But he can actually be a bit more excessive with his first step, because I can't see him shortening that in the short term. So maybe stand out a bit more. And then obviously he's just got to be a little bit more upright. It's not that difficult to do that.
And the timing of the trigger movement, that's important. It needs to finish. No matter what trigger movement you have it. But it needs to finish the time the ball is being released.
And that's the number one mistake a lot of players make when they're in bad form. They don't realise that's the problem.
Right, well, we've seen a lot of good batters, bowlers, all-rounders already in the tournament. And one of those all-rounders is the Sharks player Arafat Minhas. So let's go and find out more about him.
बचपन में घर में क्रिकेट खेलता था अपने भाइयों के साथ, तो वहाँ से ही शौक़ डेवलप हुआ आहिस्ता आहिस्ता। तो जो मेरे फादर थे उन्होंने मुझे देखा खेलते हुए, मैं मतलब गली मोहल्ले में खेलता था क्रिकेट, तो वहाँ से ही फिर उन्होंने मुझे क्लब ज्वाइन करवाया। तो फिर मैं वहाँ से जब क्लब में गया तो क्लब में आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जब जो हमारे क्लब के सीनियर्स थे उन्होंने जब मेरी तारीफ़ की अब्बू को कि ये टैलेंटेड है, इसको आप आगे अपॉर्चुनिटी दें, तो इसी तरह फिर मैं मेहनत करता रहा। जी, मेरे फादर को शौक़ था क्रिकेटर बनने का, तो वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली नहीं बन सके, तो फिर उनका ख्वाब था कि मैं क्रिकेटर बनूं, तो उन्होंने मुझे शुरू से ही ग्राउंड्स में अपने साथ रखा। हमारे साथ सर वेव हैं, मुश्ताक अहमद हैं। ये हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था हमने कि कभी हम इनके साथ भी ड्रेसिंग रूम शेयर करेंगे, तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी। और बाकी जितने भी कोचिंग स्टाफ के मेंबर्स हैं उन सबका हमारे साथ रहना और उनका जो एक हमारे साथ बॉन्ड है वो बहुत अच्छा है। मैं छोटे छोटे गोल सेट करता हूँ, उनको अचीव करता जाता हूँ, और मेन गोल तो आपको सबको ही पता है कि एक ही गोल होता है कि आप अपने मुल्क को रिप्रेजेंट करें। और मैं चाहूँगा कि मैं मुल्क को तीनों फॉर्मेट्स में रिप्रेजेंट करूँ, और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता छोटे छोटे गोल्स को अचीव करता जाऊँगा, तो मैं एक टाइम आएगा कि मैं पाकिस्तान को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकूँगा।
Well, Arafat Minhas, definitely one to watch out for. He's been one of the breakthroughs of the tournament so far. We're almost set for the game. Mike, who's going to be the top performer, the top team at the end of this night?
The Sharks. The Sharks are, and mainly because of the guy we just heard from.
Sana, what do you think?
Yeah, I also had to, I think, go with the Sharks the way they have been playing throughout the tournament. One bad match, but otherwise they've looked really solid.
Well, the Sharks are the popular choice over here. That's all from us. We're ready for the action. And for now, let's go upstairs to commentary.